Volgamore in this Beavers offense. There's the snap and the pitch along the right side. He's got room to roam, and he'll get pick up about 5 yards. That was Alex Tarango, the junior wide receiver. But the way this offense moves, we're going to see a lot of different skill players touch the ball as runners. Obviously pretty rare. There's really only 2 guys you're going to see running the ball for Colby. Most of them that are listed as receivers are truly going to be receivers. In the gun again, Volgamore. The give up the middle. This time McDaniels makes one man miss, got a first down and more. He dives out across midfield, and he will set up a first down for the Beavers in Colby Eagle territory. This offense is ridiculous. It moves like a machine, and a well-oiled one at that. First down on the 48-yard line of Colby. In the gun with an I formation behind him is Volgamore. The give to the up man, runs into an eagle and falls forward. That was Talon Wark making first contact. The sophomore there to take down Tracer Chapman, another junior. Well, I'll try to keep on top of this, but like I said, we're going to see a lot of different men touch the ball here for Scott City. Griffin Edwards, another junior, checking in as Tracer Chapman, who just ran the ball for 3 yards, checks out. Second down and 7. Wishbone around Volgamore, who drops back to pass, looking left, throwing left. He's got a man wide open. 20, 15, cuts inside at the 10, the 5. He's going to walk in untouched to the end zone for a touchdown, a break in coverage. No eagle in sight. In fact, no eagle may have even known that out there was Alex Tarango listed as a receiver. That's the problem when you see him running the ball on first down and 10 to start this ball game. Then you're not really sure what to do with him listed as a receiver, and you can hear that Scott City cannon going off. It's a loud one. Griffin Edwards now in. Jackson Rumford actually to kick off. Rumford, a junior, he took over this starting job a couple of games ago. Hold good, kick up, and good. 7-0, Scott City on top early. Hello and welcome back to Scott City, and we get to see the Eagles offense for the first time today as they are set to receive this kickoff. It is Rumford again, this time as the kickoff man. It's high and dropping end over end, received at the 8 by Foss. Up to the 15 to the 20, cuts it up, he's got a hold of the 30, 35, no, he's tackled by the kicker at the 36. Oh, he'll want that one back. That is a brutal tackle and an ankle one at that. Great blocking in front of Braden Foss. The junior had a big hole for a moment. Oh, man, that's one he'll want to have back. But Rumford, a good tackle to save what was likely 6 the other way. Well, now the Eagles' offense takes the field for the first time. Wark and Giesenhagen stacked to the left of Carroll, who's in the gun. Behind him in the pistol is Betts. First down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Leans in, there's the snap, the give. Betts up the middle, tries the left side, and he'll get about 2 out of it. Good push up front from the Eagles' offensive line, and that's something that we'll have to monitor throughout the game. A little bit of a younger line up front for Scott City, but they certainly have size over the Eagles, as will be the case for most of the teams they play. 7-0 right now. Scott City on top, 9 minutes, 15 remaining here in the first quarter, courtesy of a 48-yard catch and run to start this ball game. Motion from the left to the right in front of Carroll. There's the snap. He's going to drop back to pass on second down. Steps into a long throw. It's a beam, and it's too high for Wark. Knocked down and incomplete. Peyton Bergner, the senior safety, got a hand on it, but incomplete. So that's actually the first touch. Bergner grabs one there for a man who's not playing today, Avery Knoll, in at halfback. He also plays safety for them, but he's injured. He got injured against Goodland, and he was actually in a sling, is in a sling on the sideline today, wearing a pair of jeans, sadly. We hope he's all right. But Peyton Bergner, the senior, in at safety for him. Empty in the gun on 3rd down and 8. Motion from the right to the left in front of Carroll. There's the snap. Looking left. Now he's going to check and run. He's got a first down across the 50. He's scrambling. He's pushed out of bounds. Took a tough fall, but right back onto his feet. Scrambled for a moment. And all of a sudden he was off. Oh, no, he lost his towel. There, he finds it. He's got a little towel, as do most quarterbacks, that they tie behind their backs, and then they'll use it to wipe their hands, so they got clean, dry throwing hands. Good sportsmanship there from Tracer Chapman, the senior linebacker for Scott City, to pick that one up. But a first down for the Eagles, their first of this ball game, and they're into Scott City territory on the 47-yard line. The snap, the give, it's Betts up the middle. He's pushing forward, and he'll get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. We talked about the offensive line getting a good push earlier. Not so on that play. That'll set up now 2nd down and 10. Actually, they'll spot him just back to the line of scrimmage. 8 minutes, 35 seconds and counting. Very, very quickly did the Beavers strike to open up this ball game. They scored in just over 2 minutes. It's 7-0 right now. This is the Eagles' first time with the ball. Carroll scrambled, picked up a first down on 3rd down. Now it's 2nd down and 10. They're in plus territory. Motion from the left to the right in front of Carroll, who's in the pistol with Betts behind him. There's the snap. He's dropping to pass. He looks left, and he throws left. It's a bomb to Giesenhagen, who comes back to grab it for a first down. He's got it at the 47-yard line before falling down, and that will be enough to move the chains by just 1 yard. He needed 10, got 11. On the 37 on the left hash, the Eagles will set up. 7 minutes, 52 seconds remaining. Eagles down 0-7. Coach Mosier mentioned to me that they want to start fast. They started fast all season, but not so at all against Lake, and took them a long time to get their offense going. Hopefully different case today. The snap, the give, it's Betts up the middle between the tackles, lowers his shoulder. There's a good run on first down. He'll pick up 4, and that's what they've needed. That's what they've lacked in a lot of these games, is staying on schedule with the run game. Coach Mosier wants this to be a run-first team. 1st and 2nd down runs big for him then. He's had to shy away from that in the last couple of games because of, well, frankly, the run game's ineffectiveness. And actually, after Betts is going to go to the sideline quickly. Looks like he's all right. Helmet's still on, but Talon Wark, the sophomore, in the pistol behind Carroll on 2nd down and 7. Pre-snap penalty, flags fly. Looks like the Eagles got the Beavers to jump, but we will wait on the call. They're currently on the 37-yard line. That's been an issue for Coach Turner and the Beavers, is, quote, shooting themselves in the foot with penalties. That's 5 yards ahead, and now 2nd and 7 becomes 2nd and a short 2. 6 minutes, 57 seconds remaining. Penalty stops the clock right there here in the first quarter. Eagles down 0-7, but they do have the ball and they're driving now. They're on the lip of the red zone. They're on the 29-yard line. 2 good plays here so far have been a Carroll scramble and a Carroll completion to Giesenhagen. Motion from the left to the right in front of him. There's the snap to Carroll. Betts got it, and Betts got a first down across the 25-yard line. Back-to-back good runs for Betts. Boy, that has got to put a smile on the Eagles' faces. It's really been about 2.5 games since Betts has found room to roam in front of him. The offensive line hasn't gotten a good push. You can't put it all on one or the other, his personal running or the offensive line, but it's really good to see some effectiveness there, and a first down on the 24-yard line for the Eagles. 6 minutes 30 remaining. The snap quickly gets to Carroll. He wasn't expecting it, but he corrals it. He's rolling right, and he's flushed out. Can he flip his hips to throw? No, we'll tuck it and run. He'll pick up a couple, and he's pushed out of bounds. Boy, he took a big hit along the sideline. And actually, more good sportsmanship from Scott City. That was Colin McDaniel, the all-star running back. He's in as an outside linebacker. He I think, thought that he pushed Carroll late. I thought he did too. The officials didn't agree, but good job by Colin there to make sure that Carroll was okay. First down and 10, though. Actually, second down and 5 from the 20-yard line. 5 yards on the scramble from Carroll. 2 to his left and 2 to his right. The snap, he's looking left. Now we'll look middle. Now we'll check it down and throw on the right. It's over the outstretched arms of Braden Foss, but there is a flag on the field. It was thrown right as Carroll was tackled. Perhaps it could be anything, really. Usually it's in that area of holding, and it looks like the Eagles are expecting it to be that. They're already marching 5 yards back, and there is the call officially 10 yards back for the Eagles after a second down holding call. Well, now instead of second down and 5, they'll get a replay on it, second down and 15. They have to march back to the 30. They were on the 20, technically in the Adams Bank red zone, but no longer. Carroll's in the gun. On his hip, on his left hip, is Betts. Second down and 15. Motion on the left side of the formation. He's rolling left. Looking. Now he's got pressure in his face. He tries to dump it off to Betts. Incomplete. He took a big hit there from Rumford, the kicker. That's why he was able to make a big tackle. He's in as a D end. It's really the same thing the Eagles do. One of their defensive linemen, Taden Fiken, is the kicker. Gives you a nice line of defense on your kickoffs. Braden Foss telling something to Coach Mosier and Kaysen Carroll as they discuss the play call. Third down and 15, way behind the sticks, courtesy of that holding penalty. 6 minutes, 12 seconds remaining on the 30-yard line. This drive is in danger of stalling, but you think perhaps 4-down territory here? If so, you only need to get about half of this. Motion in front is Tubbs. There's the snap to Carroll. Looking over the middle of the field, it's a bomb to the end zone. He wants it all, but it's incomplete. Over the head of Braden Foss. He was looking for him in the end zone. Foss had a step. Clearly he knew something as he was talking to Coach Mosier and Carroll over on the sideline. Boy, he had him, Carroll did, and just about a half yard over his head. And actually, look at that, Braden Foss agrees. He motioned his hand, just a little bit. Now he's coming over the sideline. We hope Braden Foss is all right, but they're going to need another receiver. In is Simon Salcido, wearing number 6. The junior has actually caught a couple balls on the year, wearing bright orange gloves. Pretty easy to point him out on the field. He's split out on the right along with Tubbs. Giesenhagen and Wark on the left. Carroll's in the pistol. Betts behind him on 4th down and 15. Huge play here for the Eagles. There's the snap. He's looking left. He's throwing left. He's looking at Giesenhagen for a jump ball. It's incomplete. That ball over the head of Casey Giesenhagen, and it looks like Carroll's indicating he wanted him to go deeper. Giesenhagen cut off his route and tried to make it a jump ball. Carroll wanted him to get it as a catch on the run. The defender that was there, Volgamore actually, the quarterback for Scott City, in position to make a play on it either way, so incomplete and a turnover on downs. That's a tough one because the Eagles were moving the ball pretty effectively until that holding penalty. Now the Beavers will touch the ball for the second time today. And the gun is Volgamore. The pitch along the right side. McDaniels has it, and he's got space. He gets a block in front of him, turns on the burners to the edge. He's got a first down and more. He picks up 14. Golly, this kid's got speed. The senior running back, we also saw him as an outside linebacker, was able to walk across the track today along with his 9 fellow senior Beavers on the football team. It is senior night here in Scott City. 5 minutes, 56 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Scott City's on top 7-0, and they just got the ball back courtesy of a turnover on downs from the Eagles. They're up to the 44-yard line. The snap to Volgamore, fakes the give, fakes the pitch, and he's going to cut it upfield and run it himself. He'll pick up 4. Boy, he lowered his shoulder quickly. He's willing to put that body on the line. He's 6'1", 170, so not a big kid, but throwing around what he's got. And as we've seen, a little bit of a rotation here. Tracer Chapman is out right now. He just walked out. Griffin Edwards is in, the junior. These two have been swapping just about every other play. They both kind of play this up man, fullback / tight end position. They're going to see him all over the field. The snap, the give, McDaniels along the left side. He's got a first down and more, cuts it upfield. There is a pair of flags thrown immediately. They threw them at the same time. Maybe means that This is probably the right call, whatever it is, because they both saw the exact same thing. As it stands, it is a Colin McDaniels run to the Eagles' 42-yard line. I would have to guess maybe a face mask. Yeah, face mask. That will give them 15 yards, and up ahead marches. Oh, man, you can't give them those. This offense is so well-oiled, you can't spot them anything. And you just spotted them 15 yards. So not only is it a first down run, but also 15 yards tacked on. On the 32-yard line on the middle of the field, the Scott City offense will set up. They're up 7-0 with 5 minutes 15 remaining in the first quarter. Volgamore, the snap, the throw on the left side. It's a screen. Durango's got it. He's tackled right away. Simon Salcido in, and he grabs a quick tackle. Salcido in for Boston. Ball out quickly. It breaks down the play, of course, but it doesn't end with him getting smacked around. Second down and 10, 4 minutes 19 remaining. Eagles down 13-0. They have the ball for the second time here today. In the pistol, Betts behind him, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. There's the snap. He's looking left. Checks now, looks right and throws. It's intercepted. There's Tarango to the 25-20. He's got a convoy to the 10, and he's tackled down at the 5. That's a miscommunication. Carroll threw a comeback route for a receiver who was clearly running a go, and it looks like Giesenhagen because Carroll and him exchanged words there, and boy, oh boy, this is getting away from the Eagles quickly. Scott City suddenly has the ball offensively again, and they're going to start with it on the 6-yard line. 4 minutes, 9 seconds remaining. Beavers already up 13-0. Now they've got the ball once again. It's starting to get dark here in Scott City. Obviously, the summer is slowly coming to an end, so the nights are getting longer, the days shorter. Volgamore in the gun, the snap, the give, falling forward there for about 2 yards. Candy Kuhlman will get nothing. Couchman, actually. Caden Couchman, the sophomore, gets actually just 1 yard, so good spot there by the Eagles. They've had goal line stands before, this Eagle defense has. They're hoping for one right here to stifle Scott City's momentum. Second down and goal from the 5, under 4 minutes remaining. Here in the first, the snap, the give, Volgamore, McDaniels, he's tackled right away. Betts makes a great tackle from his linebacker position, comes downhill hard. Really, the two middle linebackers for the Eagles, that's Zane Betts, the senior, and the sophomore Cody Wright, are gap pluggers. I mean, they're kind of stand in the breach guys, so to speak. They'll come right downhill at you, and a lot of their job is stopping this run game against an offense as hard rushing and as downhill as the Beavers have. Third down and goal now from the 5-yard line. Volgamore's in the gun, motion, the snap, the give. No, he keeps it himself and throws on the run. He's got his man. He's reaching for the end zone. Tarango is in for touchdown number 2. No, it's McDaniels. McDaniels finds the end zone for the first time today. The cannon goes off again. The Eagles score their third of the ball game. Give that man, give that team 6 points. Colin McDaniels, the senior, scoring on senior night. And it looks like we're about to see a 2-point conversion attempt. The first 2 touchdowns featured point-afters attempts. The first one was good. The second one, no good, wide right. So now a 2-point conversion attempt. Volgamore's in the gun. The pitch along the left side. He's got room. McDaniels has to turn it up. No, he can't. He can't find the corner. The Eagles swarm to him. Betts, Giesenhagen, and Talon Work were all there. They hold him short. 2-point conversion, no good. And with 3 minutes exactly remaining here in the first quarter, it's already dark. The lights are already on. In fact, these Friday night lights were on at kickoff, if you can believe that. Just before it, they had to turn them on. It was already getting dark before the coin flip. 19-0 Scott City is on top. The Eagles need to find some life offensively. That interception was a bad one. Really, it's a youth one. It's an inexperienced one when you have 2 junior playmakers there, a junior quarterback and a junior receiver, both of whom have not started before this year. So you hope that experience adds on and it helps you next year. However, not at the moment. A miscommunication leads to an interception and a quick 6 points for the Beavers. 19-0. Beavers on top. Here's the kickoff from Rumford. The run up, the kickoff, it's low and it bounces at the 20. Giesenhagen's got it, cuts it upfield to the 25, makes one man miss, and he lost the football. That's on the ground. It's a free ball. Who's got it? There's a pile up. The refs are pulling men off the pile. It's Eagle football. Oh, avoiding disaster there. That could have been bad. Well, frankly, that could have made a bad situation worse for the Eagles, who already find themselves in a 3-score hole. On the 27-yard line on the right hash, this will be the third time that we see this Eagle offense. The first time, drove down to the 20, a holding call, brought it back, and then a turnover on downs once they were behind the sticks from that penalty. The second time was, there's below 10 on the play clock. Eagles will have to get to the line quickly. Motion from the right to the left in front of Carroll, who snaps it, gets the play off. There's Betts up the middle. He'll get nothing at all. Maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's where they'll spot him. As I was saying, that second drive ended with an interception pretty early in it. In fact, it was the first play there. And actually, look at that. Betts got 1 yard out of it, so a good spot there for the Eagles. Second down and 9 on the right hash from the 29. 2 minutes 30 remaining here in the first quarter. Eagles down 19-0. 2 receivers right, 2 left, and behind Carroll is Betts in the pistol. Raises that knee for motion. The snap, the throw along the left side. Man, that was incomplete and in between 2 receivers. Tucker Wark and Casey Giesenhagen were both running slants from the left to the right side, and neither really were able to get to that ball. It looked like it was in between them. So now the Eagles will have a third down and long, and in danger of going 3 and out. They do not want to have to give the ball back to this red-hot Beavers offense. This is a huge, huge play at this point in the game. Foss and Tubbs to the right, Wark and Giesenhagen to the left of Carroll. Motion now, Wark is on the right side of the formation. There's the snap, he's looking left, he's throwing for Giesenhagen. Giesenhagen's got it, a first down. He can't get out of an ankle tackle, now he will. And the rest of the Beavers swarm to him. He's got a first down, a huge, huge conversion. Wark motion from the left to the right, and that left Giesenhagen in a one-on-one situation. That's where they like him. He's an excellent, big, athletic receiver. He stands at about 6'3". We don't have exact heights and weights from the Eagles. However, he is roughly 6'3", and a pretty solidly built kid. In the gun is Carroll on first down and 10. There's the give. Betts up the middle. He falls forward, and he pushes the pile. That's more than the first time that we've seen the Eagles' offensive line get a pretty solid push up front. A good sign for Colby as the game goes on. He'll get about 3 yards out of it. That'll bring up second down and 7 here from the 44-yard line. The Eagles down 19-0, 90 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 2 receivers left and 2 to the right of Carroll, who's in the pistol. Betts behind him. Motion from the right to the left. It's Tubbs. There's the snap and the give up the middle. Betts has a hole across the 50. He'll be right near the marker. It'll depend on the spot. That was a second down run, and they're going to spot it, a first down, and move the sticks. They're into Beavers territory for the second time today in 3 drives. They're across to the 48-yard line. And now the Eagles have a first down and 10. Beavers trying to rush someone off late. Carroll's under center in the I formation behind him. The pitch along the right side, there's Betts. Betts falls forward and is tackled by 2 Beavers, and he'll grab about 2 yards on that play. We're down below a minute now, 40 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Your Eagles are down 19-0, but they're putting together a decent drive here, moving the ball, and thankfully for the Eagles, the run game has started to come together a little bit here in the first quarter. There's 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter, so we're going to see probably this will be the last play of the first frame. Carroll's in the gun on his left hip is Betts. There's the snap. He's rolling left. Betts picks up a block in front of him. Carroll's still rolling. He's going to tuck it and run. He'll pick up about 5. It'll set up a short third down. He does step out of bounds, so with 9.9 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Eagles will have time to run that third down play this side of the break. And at this point, now that you're in plus territory, you're on the Beavers' 42-yard line. unlike your long third down earlier that you couldn't really think for four-down territory, this time you kind of can in a much more favorable field position for it. 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left of Carroll on 3rd down and 4 from the 42 of Scott City. Motion from the right to the left. The lone receiver is now Foss. The give up the middle. No, he fakes it and he throws. Oh, no, too high for Tubbs. Had it for a moment and got hit hard down low. That'll bring up 4th down. And that play only lasted a moment, so now we're going to have one more play this side of the break. 6.5 seconds remaining. That might have been what we call an RPO, or run-pass option, where Carroll at the mesh point between giving it to Betts has the choice to pull it and throw. He did. For a huge play for the Eagles. Carroll, there's the snap. He's rolling left. He's got pressure in his face. He throws on the run. It's a jump ball, and it's incomplete. If anyone was going to have it, it was a Beaver. But no, incomplete, and a turnover on downs, the second one from the Eagles. 1.6 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and when we thought there was one more play, there's actually 4 to squeeze out of this first quarter. So now the Beavers will have the ball on their own 42-yard line, and there's the second turnover on downs from the Eagles, and the second one that you're going to want back on. Oh, man, you had him. You had receivers and chances on both of those plays to get a completion, but incomplete, so the Eagles will have to move on here. Boston Tubbs back in at cornerback, guarding Tarango on the outside. Volgamore's alone in the gun, 4 to his left. This is the first time we've seen it today. The step, the snap, he's rolling left, and he's going to run it himself. Guy Tubbs makes a great tackle. Gunning downhill is the junior linebacker and makes a great tackle on Volgamore. That's a tackle for loss. It will bring up 2nd down and long on the other side of the first quarter break. You're on 100.3 The Ride. We are indeed back here in Scott City. They now have the ball at 2nd down and 12 thanks to a nice Guy Tubbs tackle on 1st down. The Beavers have the ball on their own 40-yard line after a Colby Eagles turnover on downs. The Beavers lead 19-0 here at the beginning of the second quarter. Can they get a stop against this red-hot and rolling Beavers offense? There's the snap. It's high for Volgamore, but he handles it and gets it to McDaniel. It's a run up the middle. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, so he picks up 2 yards there and makes it now a 3rd down and 10, and this is your chance. All game long, those 3 first drives that we saw the Beavers have, they stayed on schedule. Good runs on 1st and 2nd down, as a team like this should have. But now you get him behind the sticks with a good Guy Tubbs tackle and a chance for a stop. This is a big one on 3rd down, and on their own 42, maybe a spot where they would punt it. 3rd down and 10. Volgamore's in the gun. There's the snap. He's rolling right, sets his feet, now steps up. He's on the run. He throws that way. He's got a man for a 1st down and more to the 40. 35-30, cuts it upfield 25-20, falls down at the 16-yard line. A huge completion. Guess who? Because who else? Colin McDaniel out of the backfield grabs one on the run from Volgamore. Complete for 40 yards. Wow. All the way down to the 17-yard line of Colby, and heartbreak break for the Eagles, who were just one play from getting off the field defensively. Suddenly, this hard-hitting Beavers offense is in the red zone. Volgamore's in the gun. Snap, there's the give. Chapman tries the left side. He'll fall forward for 6. Chapman, the halfback here for the Eagles, and for the Beavers, excuse me, had last week 6 carries for 34 yards. He's got 122 on the season and 1 touchdown. He now has 2. He had 1 touchdown coming into today, has his second one after picking that up as the first score of the day today. Actually, the second, excuse me. 19-0 Beavers threatening to add to it. 2nd down and 4. There's the snap and the give. McDaniels up the middle, spins out of 1 tackle, and now he's falling forward down to the 5. He picks up a 1st down. It'll be 1st down and goal from the 5-yard line for the Beavers, who are trying to add to a 19-0 lead over the Colby Eagles. These Beavers came out ready. I mean, wow. Anything you can expect from a 6-1 offense of this caliber, it has produced so far. And like I said, they're knocking on the door to add more. They're on the 5 in the middle of the field. 9 minutes 44 remaining. Up 19-0. Volgamore's in the gun. 1 receiver split out to the right, but the give is to Chapman along the right side. He's trying to break 1 tackle, but the Eagles swarm to him and throw him down. That'll be a tackle for loss by the time they took him down. Tail work was there. Guy Tubbs was there. Even Casey Giesenhagen from his cornerback spot. And there's a timeout taken by Scott City. We're going to stay right here. It will be bringing up a 2nd down and goal from all the way back at the 10-yard line. Wow, a very good spot for the Eagles who pick up a tackle for loss. I'm not sure who they're going to spot that to statistically because you're going to have to give about 3 different guys half of a tackle for loss there. 9 minutes, 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. A stop here would just be huge. The Eagles need it so desperately. 3 possessions have resulted in 3 touchdowns scored so far by the Beavers. Now on their 4th possession, they're threatening to add more to it. This offense very dynamic. We've seen McDaniels handle the ball, Tarango, Chapman, all 3 of them have scored touchdowns. We've also seen Jackson Rumford play pretty well from his tight end position. They've got everybody. They've got weapons all over the field. This is a playoff caliber team. And you can easily see how they hung 58 points on Goodland a week ago. So now with 9 minutes, 27 seconds remaining, it's 2nd down and goal from the 10-yard line. The Beavers offense will have it on the right hash, and they need 10 yards in a couple of plays here. Jackson Rumford, their kickoff man, does have a decent leg, made a 44-yarder a couple weeks ago. We'll see if that one comes into play. Volgamore sets his feet and throws over the head of his receiver. Casey Giesenhagen in great position there. They were looking for Rumford, the tight end. We mentioned him a moment ago as a kicker. He was in there as a tight end. Giesenhagen in solid position, boxing him out. Now it will be 3rd down and goal from the 10. This is a ridiculous, I cannot illustrate enough how big this sequence of plays right here is for the Eagles. 3rd down and 10 from the right hash, tight I formation behind Volgamore, who fakes the give and rolls left, sets his feet, and he's tackled, he's sacked, he's taken down. Cody Wright gets that man on the turf for the first time today. Cody, my goodness, what a play at a huge point in this ball game. Now they're going to have to jog on, it looks like. The field goal unit, will they do just that? They're all the way back at the 18-yard line now. It's 4th down and goal from the 18. A tackle for loss earlier in this possession by just about every Eagle. And then a wildly huge sack from Cody Wright. And it looks like Jackson Rumford is out to kick and he's confused. He's yelling at the coaches from midfield to the sideline, and they're going to have to burn a timeout. With 8 minutes and 37 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, Scott City will have to burn their 2nd timeout. Remember that after that 1st down play that was a big tackle for loss by every Eagle linebacker in the book, Scott City called a timeout because they understood how big this play was, or this sequence of plays. this series, and the Eagles have effectively ended it. A sack back to the 18-yard line brings up a long fourth down, and Rumford looked a little confused, calling from midfield back to his coaches. Maybe his coaches called some sort of fake that he wasn't sure about, or I really don't know. The trouble is you have Colin McDaniel, the all-world running back, as your holder in front of Rumford, so he has dangerous big play ability. You got to be aware of him. The Eagles are doing just that. They're very aware. They're trotting out a defense. Voss and Giesenhagen are back as safeties along with Salcido. As it stands, this would be and will be a 28-yard field goal. There's the snap, the kick. It's up, and it is good. 3 points on the board for the Beavers. They're up 22-0 over the Eagles.
With 8:31 left in the second quarter, your score is Scott City 22, Colby 0.
There's the kickoff received again by Giesenhagen to the 30, and he falls forward to the 35. He's still being pushed to the 36. So the Eagles will have pretty solid starting field position. Still down, however, by technically still 3 scores. It's a long way to get to those 3 scores. You'd need 2-point conversions on each one of those so that you can get actually, you only need 1 2-point conversion. You need 3 touchdowns, though. 8 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. Eagles down 22-0 in desperate need of a good drive here. Carroll's in the gun behind him in the pistol. That's who the give is to. He's tackled right away and taken down for a loss of 1. Armendariz gets credit for that tackle, but there were about 3 different Beavers in there to tackle Betts. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11 behind the sticks. On the 36-yard line is where they're going to mark it on the left hash. 2 receivers left and 2 right here for Carroll on 2nd down. 7:53 remaining here in the second quarter. Motion from the right to the left is Tubbs, and he's going to block in front of Betts, who gets the carry, and he'll fall forward for 2. 2 runs, back-to-back runs on 1st and 2nd down will net Colby 1 yard, so it'll be 3rd down and 9. The Eagles with their backs against the wall here on 3rd and long. 7 minutes, 29 seconds remaining. Scott City's up 22-0. The Eagles have the ball, though. Foss is split out wide to the right. Tubbs is close to the line as an offensive lineman, but he's back as a route runner. Giesenhagen and Wark are lined up on the left side. Fakes the give. Carroll throws along the right side. He's looking for Foss. It's behind him. Oh, no. Foss was running free, and for the second time, Braden Foss was open and unable to connect with quarterback Kason Carroll. They're going to want that one back. They're going to want more than just that one back. The Eagles are now going to have to punt this one away. That's the crew they're trotting on, at least here on 4th down and 9. 7 minutes, 5 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And it will be the punt crew, Giesenhagen, back deep. His heels are on the 24-yard line, ready to kick off. There's the snap and the kick. It's nearly blocked, but he gets it away. It's high and long. Gets it at the 24-yard line. There's Tarango, spins out of one tackle and right into another on the 31-yard line on the right hash. Penalty flag thrown back at the 45-yard line. That penalty was thrown about 10 yards in front of where the ball was snapped from, so it could be really anything. As it stands on the 31-yard line on the right hash is where the Beavers will start with this ball for the 5th time today. Their 4 drives so far have each resulted in scores. And it looks like it's going to be holding against the Eagles. We will, of course, wait on the call. I think they're kind of discussing, do they enforce this before, or do they enforce it after the return, or do they enforce it before and have a re-kick? It'll be up to the coaches. They're talking to it. Oh, well, there you go. Holding against the Beavers. Count me wrong, and I'm happy about it. 10 yards back here for Scott City from the 31 now to the 21. Marches these Beavers offense, actually the 22-yard line. Tubbs waves his defense over to get into position to try to slow down these Beavers. They got to stop on 1st and goal. They got a tackle for loss and then a solid tackle just on the play and then a sack to end that drive. However, now they're going to need a true stop out of the red zone. Volgamore's in the gun. The snap, he's looking left and throwing that way. It's a bubble screen for Tarango, who's got room to roam to the 30, to the 35. He's got a first down and cuts it upfield to the 40, falling forward to the 44-yard line. This offense is breathtaking. They've got speed at every position. They've got playmaking at every spot across the field. It'll set up a first down and 10 from the 44-yard line on the left hash. This Eagle defense is going to have to try and keep up here. 6 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. 22-0 Beavers on top. Fakes the give is Volgamore, and he's tackled right away. Betts in there for a big tackle on first down. Looks like Guy Tubbs in there to help him out as well, along with Cameron Lilly, the junior. So a couple of juniors and a senior combined for a big tackle for loss. Because I think he was going to run, they'll count it as a tackle for loss instead of a sack. But this has been the key to stopping these Beavers, get them off of schedule behind the sticks. Second down and 14 from their own 40-yard line. Volgamore empty in the gun. He's rolling right. Talon Wark's chasing him. He tries to reverse field, stiff arms a man. Now he's rolling left, runs into an official, sets his feet and throws on the run. He's got Rumford for a first down. A penalty flag was thrown. I would have to think it's offensive holding, so you hope this one's coming back. But what wild playmaking there from Volgamore. If the ref wasn't there, he maybe gets tackled, but kind of uses him as a screen. He stiff-armed Talon Wark to the turf, rolled left, flipped his hips, made a good throw, but I think this one is coming back. As it stands, that would have picked up a first down into Eagle territory. However, it will be 10 yards back. Yes, it is, holding against Scott City, so with 5 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. After a tackle for loss on first down, a second down penalty puts them way behind the sticks. It is currently second down and 24 yards to go. Volgamore's in the gun. He's got a spread line up in front of him, two to the right and one to the left. The snap is low. He's got a fall on it, and he's being taken down by Eagles as he tries to get up. Kyle Lanning right there to bring him to the turf. Talon Wark, as he's been all in the second half of this season, in the backfield as well. He lives back there now. Now it's a very, very long third down. This Eagles defense is starting to find its own. You got to think that stop on first down and goal all the way to fourth and goal, even though it ended in a field goal and 3 points for the Beavers, gave some life to this offense, to this defense for the Eagles. Volgamore's in the gun. On third down, the snap, the screen to Rumford. He's taken down right away. He'll pick up 5, and a huge sequence of plays for the Eagles defense. Now it will be on the Colby offense to try and come up with something. On trots the punt crew here for the Scott City Beavers, and it looks like both Giesenhagen and Foss, we've seen this in practice, yet to see it in the game. Giesenhagen and Foss both back to receive. Their heels are on the 38-yard line. There's the snap, Rumford, a long punt It's low, but it's long, and it bounces at 36, rolls inside the 30, down to the 25, and they'll down it at 24. So with 5 minutes and 1 second remaining, Rumford gets a pretty good punt there, and the Eagles will be backed up, but a good stop there. The first drive of the Beavers that did not end in points in this ball game. 22-0, Beavers on top. Colby, as we've said for the last couple of drives, desperate to find the end zone. They're going to need to do that here. 2 to the right and 2 to the left here in front of Carroll, who's got Betts behind him in the pistol. Motion from the left to the right, it's Wark. Fakes the give and the throw along the right side. He's got Foss, some blocks in front, and he falls forward for 5 yards. That is essentially a run play. It's a tunnel screen along the right side. Because of the completion percentage on a screen pass, what essentially is it's an extension of the run game where you try to get your playmakers the ball in space, and Foss is currently certainly one of those playmakers. 2nd down and 4. 4 minutes, 32 seconds remaining here in the first half. Right on the 30-yard line, it'll be 2nd down and 4. Carroll's in the gun, 2 left, 2 right. Betts behind him, motion from the right to the left. It's Tubbs. The snap and the give. Betts has a pretty decent push in front of him. Will fall forward for about 2 yards. So we'll split those 4 yards they needed in half here for a short 3rd down. Eagles need to pick this up so they can possess the ball a little bit. The Eagles' defense has stepped up as of late, but you don't want to give this offense the ball for the Beavers. They can do so much with it. We've seen it all game. Under center in the eye is Carroll. He gives it to Betts along the right side. He's got a 1st down and more. Falls forward across the 40, a good 3rd down run, and the Eagles have a fresh set of downs, and they can do just that, possess the ball. They're up to the 42-yard line, their own, on the right hash. 3 minutes and 38 seconds remaining here in the first half. Eagles trying to get on the board before halftime. Remember that they will receive the second half kickoff, so a chance to do that old Belichick score on each side of the half, which would be big. Remember, it's only really a 3-score game here. 3 minutes, 22 seconds remaining. Carroll's under center again, and I formation behind him again. This time he fakes the give and looks along the left side. It's a bomb. He's got a man under it. Can he get it to him? Yes, he can. Giesenhagen down inside the 5. Oh, wow, just when they needed a huge play. The Eagles strike big on 1st down. Hard play action and a long bomb over the top. Carroll's got a big arm. He showed it off. Found Giesenhagen, and they're at the 5 with scoring potential upcoming. Again, we'll see the I formation. Carroll's under center, the up man Tubbs. The man at the end of that I is Betts. There's the snap and the give to Betts along the right side. He's tackled right away. He'll get maybe a yard. There's 2 minutes, 51 seconds remaining. Perhaps in the back of Coach Mosier's mind is to use a little bit of clock here. They're probably going to bring it all the way down, and you don't snap this ball until there's under 5 seconds left in this play clock. Braden Foss jogging to the sideline to Coach Mosier to get that play call. And now he jogs to the huddle and will exchange it. There's under 20 seconds on the play clock, and that's just fine for the Eagles who want to see this tick closer to halftime. 2:25 remaining. Eagles down 22-0, but threatening to get on the board first. They're in the Adams Bank red zone at the 4-yard line. Under center is Carroll. A hard count. He got a jump. Flags fly, and it looks like the Eagles will get a half distance to the goal, and we'll actually see who jumped first, because obviously usually on these plays, everyone's pointing at the other one. You jumped or you made me jump, and we'll see on the call. It would be big if it were against the Eagles. It takes away a little bit of this run potential here on 2nd down and goal. And it will be offsides and 5 yards back. Actually, not 5 yards back. It's half distance to the goals. Around about the 4.5-yard line. So now they're going to be right at the 2 to run this 2nd down and goal play, running again in the picture. 2 minutes, 14 seconds remaining. 2 to the right. It's Foss and Tubbs. 2 to the left, Wark and Giesenhagen. Motion, Tubbs from the right to the left. The give, Betts up the middle, pushing forward, falling forward into the end zone and across the goal line. Zane Betts finds the end zone, dives into that blue for an Eagle touchdown. Mark it. 6 points on the board. Give that man 6 points. An Eagle house call, the first of the game. Zane Betts will now have to line up for a 2-point conversion try. Remember, it's only 3 scores if you can get a 2-point conversion out of one of these touchdowns, where we're going to see it, the full cat formation. They practiced this yesterday and all week long. 3 O-linemen in front of Carroll, and the other ones are spread out wide. The throw quickly along left side. Giesenhagen's got it. Can he make men miss? No, he's driving forward, and he won't get it. They sniffed it out and took down the Eagles, but they get on the board with 6. 2 minutes and 10 remaining here in the first half. We are back in Scott City. Fiken back to kick off after Zane Betts puts the Eagles on the board for the first time today. It's short and end over end. It's dropping at the 35. It's a free ball, and the Beavers fall on it back at the 34-yard line. That's designed by the Eagles knowing that Taden Fiken, while a good kicker, isn't exactly going to be getting touchbacks for Colby. They plan out exactly where he places those kicks, that it's right behind an up man that would block in front of a kick returner, so that they can try to get just like that. It didn't quite work for the Eagles, but it was a free ball for a moment because those up men sometimes unwilling to fall on it, unsure of their hands. On the 34-yard line on the left hash, the Beavers have the ball. They're up 22-6. 2 minutes, 8 seconds remaining. Volgamore with the eye behind him. The pitch to McDaniels along the right side, cuts it upfield, and he'll fall through Eagles for 8 yards. That's what you don't want to let the Beavers do, is allow them to stay on schedule. Not only that, they're way ahead of schedule. They'll spot him 9 yards on that one. Second down now in 1 from the 43-yard line. McDaniels is behind Volgamore, who has the snap. He's rolling right and looking to pass. He throws along the right side. He's got Rumford, who's tackled right away. He has a first down, but shy of Colby territory at the 48-yard line. Zane Betts makes a good tackle there, and Coach Mosier with this formation, as do most 4-4 defenses, asks a lot out of those linebackers. Zane Betts on that play and on this one will be split out in coverage. Volgamore is empty in the gun. 3 to his right, 2 to his left. There's the snap. He's looking right and throwing way over the head of Tarango. They were trying to set up a little kind of bubble screen, a ram screen. It's worked a couple times. He actually took one for about 40 yards earlier in this game, but that one not the case. They love their little quick screen actions. That one they couldn't connect, so it'll be second down and 10. It does, however, stop the clock, which allows the Beavers to huddle. And now they'll get to the line on second down and 10. 1 minute, 21 remaining here in the first half. They're on their own 48. There's the snap to Volgamore. The give along the left side. McDaniels has blocks in front of him. Into Colby territory to the 45. Stiff arms a man, picks up a first down, and it is ushered out of bounds there by Talon Wark and Guy Tubbs at the 44-yard line. Actually, the 45 is where they'll spot him. Wow, all the way back to the 46. Good for me. For the Eagles at the 41. Good for me being wrong. The Beavers have the ball on the left hash in the 41. Minute 15 remaining here in the first half. McDaniels was able to, however, by getting out of bounds, stop this clock. Beavers able to huddle again. Volgamore is rolling right. He's looking to pass. He's rolling and throwing, and it's incomplete. He was looking again for Tarango, and back-to-back passes for Tarango have now hit the turf out of bounds, so it'll bring up second down and 10. They're on their own 41 on the left hash, 22-6. Beavers on top. The Eagles just scored a moment ago to break their scoreless streak for the game so far. They were held off the board, but a big play from Casey Giesenhagen sets up a Betts run. 2-point conversion, no good, so 22-6 is where we stand. 70 seconds remaining. Volgamore throws to the left side. Tarango is tackled right away. It'll bring up third down and 10. Do you think Coach Mosier spends the timeout? I don't think so. I think you let this one run because there's under a minute here remaining now. 55 seconds and ticking as the Beavers get to the line on third down and 10. Tarango's in the gun, 2 right, 1 left behind him, McDaniels. There's the snap, rolling right, sets his feet, slides in the pocket, and throws a long bomb. He's looking for it all to the end zone. Incomplete. Braden Foss, a great play defensively, but the refs disagree. They're going to throw a flag down at the 5-yard line. It looked like Braden Foss timed that perfectly and hit him right as the ball got there. Remember, you can't make contact forcibly until the ball touches the receiver. The referees think Foss got there early, so it'll be 15 yards on a defensive pass interference call on a big third down. 40.6 seconds remaining, and this will not only give the Beavers a first down, which is the biggest part of that play, but will also give them 15 yards. The referees are marking it out right now, and it'll put them all the way at the 26-yard line on the left hash. Remember that Scott City only has 1 timeout. They had to burn a couple on that play where they were, or on that drive where they were held to a field goal by the Eagles defense. First down and 10 on the left hash on the 26-yard line. There's the snap. Volgamore dropping deep. He throws short over the middle. He's got his man for a first down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Guy Tubbs makes a tackle. That'll stop the clock momentarily as they move the sticks, but the Beavers have to get to the line quickly. There's 33 seconds remaining. Volgamore's under center with McDaniels behind him. That snap, that ball is free. That was a wild snap. The Eagles have it. What just happened? That ball went sideways. Cody Wright falls on it. It's Eagle football. What? That's one of the more wild snaps I've ever seen. I mean, it literally went horizontal. The ball landed in front of the line of scrimmage. Whoa. Count me shocked. The Eagles have the ball. They're on the 13-yard line on the middle of the field. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Behind Carroll is Betts in the pistol. 27 seconds remaining. How conservative do you keep it here if you're Coach Mosier? There's the snap. Looking right to throw. Now he'll roll left. Betts is out in front of him to block. Carroll's going to tuck it and step out of bounds. That'll stop the clock at 21 seconds. There is a penalty flag on the field. Usually when he rolls out like that, that'll mean an offensive holding call. If so, you'll have to think the Eagles will sit on it and bring it to halftime. But we'll see. We'll wait on the call. As it stands, 21 seconds, 21.2 seconds. Yep, there it is. Usually when the quarterback rolls out, linemen have trouble finding where he is and where to block. Usually get caught holding. That's the case right there. 21.2 seconds remaining here in the first half. And the Eagles are back to the 6-yard line, though it is technically a redo of first down. Will the Eagles sit on it, run it, and bring it to halftime? Carroll's under center with an I formation behind him. It's an offset I. The give is to the deep man. It's Betts who will fall forward. He'll get maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and you'll have to think this one hits triple zeros. Eagles start walking to the sideline, and back to that locker room. They have no intention of running one more play. So with 5 seconds and ticking, both teams, Scott City and Colby, will head to their respective locker rooms. We're at triple zeros in the first half. Eagles hanging on. plays highlight and headline the Eagles' offense, as they usually do. The pass game is much improved from years prior, thanks to Coach Mosier's scheme. And it's been hitting on a lot of big plays. Guys like Geeson Hagen and Guy Tubbs and Braden Foss are elite athletes on the outside. They give you a great shot at winning through the air. That being said, they set the tone all season and this game with the way they run on the ground. And the way they ran on the ground today and in this first half was very, very effective. Zane Betts looked good. He looked solid. Even if it wasn't 10, 15-yard runs, it was 3, 4, 5, 6-yard runs on first and second down to, quote, keep the Eagles' offense on schedule. That's what they need to do. That's what they've failed to do at points during the last 3 or 4 games. And it's nice to see them stay on schedule because it allows them to be more creative in the passing game. Zane Betts and the offensive line working in front of him. That's Cameron Lilly, Kai Lanning, Ethan Weinman, Kellen Burvey, and Brighton Dixon, who took over the starting spot 2 or 3 games ago. The sophomore highlights what is a very young crew that has grown. Cam Lilly, the only returning starter on the front 5 for the Eagles. So it's been a work in progress throughout the season, and they've grown, and we've seen them grow, and it comes to fruition a little bit here against the best team in the league. We're going to have our keys to the second half, and then kick off, and, of course, the second half itself. On the other side of the break right here on 100.3 The Ride. Stick around. It's not just our keys to the second half. It is the second half. It's not just our keys to the second half here on 100.3 The Ride. It is our second half here in Scott City. Your Colby Eagle football team is down 6-22 at the beginning of the second quarter. Remember that the Beavers they won the toss and they accepted. That doesn't make any sense. They chose to receive was what I was going for, and so they did. They scored. It worked out for them. However, the Eagles will now start the second half with the ball. They're on the left hash on their own 17-yard line. Carroll's in the gun. 3 receivers on his left. The give is to Betts up the middle. He tries the tackles on the left side, and he'll fall forward for about a yard. They'll spot him 2, actually. So it'll set up second down and 8 From the left hash, just shy of their own 20-yard line here at the beginning of the second quarter. Your Eagles are down, remember, 22-6. But the last time they truly had the ball, they sat on it in the final 30 seconds of the first half. But before that, when they had a true possession, they did score courtesy of a big Casey Giesenhagen catch down to the 5 and then a 2-yard touchdown run from Zane Betts. Offset eye behind Carroll. The snap, he fakes the give, and he looks long over the right side. It's single coverage. Voss can't come back to the football. And I'm sure Braden Foss feels that if you're going to call a DPI against him at the end of the first half, a similar play right there, you got to think that they give him that call. They did not. Camden Volgamore, the quarterback, is also kind of playing a bit of a safety corner position. Single coverage lined up over Braden Foss. And it looked like he held Foss a little bit coming back to the ball. However, no flag, and so third down and a long 8 here for the Eagles. They're on their own 20 on the left hash. In danger of going 3 and out, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Motion from their left to the right in front of Carroll. There's the snap. He's looking left, now right. Checks it underneath to Foss, and it's through his hands. He's had some drop problems as the season goes on. He's dynamic with the ball in his hands, but Carroll unable to get it there. It will be fourth down, and the Eagles will be punting this one away. Not too terrible of a start. You're punting it back to where your team shined or shone in the second half, in the second quarter, which was their defense. Giesenhagen has his heels on the 3-yard line where he'll be punting from. There's the snap. He gets it off. It's high and end over end, and it's dropping at the 50. It hits a Scott City player, and the Eagles recover. And that should be Eagle football, right? Shouldn't it? If it touched a Beaver, shouldn't it be a live football? They're going to say it's Beaver football. Yeah, Scott City's got it at their own 49. There's no video review or anything like that, so it's going to stay that way. But you got to think that the Beavers, it looked like it hit a Beaver, and it looked like it should be Eagle football, but it's not. And that's okay. The Beavers' defense, like I said, was strong in the second half, and so they'll look to be strong again. Simon Salcido in for Boston Tubbs to play corner on the outside, governing the one wide out. It's Tarango. The snap to Volgamore. The pitch. McDaniels on the right side. Cuts it upfield. He's in the open field. The turf monster got him. He got a first down and tripped. His own feet got crossed. He falls down. He picks up 14 on the play, so a good run. But, man, that could have been a lot worse if you're an Eagles fan. That could have been 6 the other way. But no, McDaniels falls and hits the turf. And look at this. If you're an Eagles fan, it gets even better. There's a flag on the play. And the Eagles are marching their defense forward. The Beavers marching their offense back. 10:53 remaining here in the start of the second half in this third quarter. Beavers up 22-6 and with the ball, but they're now behind the sticks. It will be a redo of first down, so it's first down and 18. Volgamore's in the gun. The snap. He's going to run it himself along the left side. Man, he juke Betts out of his shoes. Salcido comes up to make a tackle, and recovering on the play is Braden Foss coming downhill to help Salcido out. And they get Volgamore down after a gain of 4. So he cuts the yardage that they lost on that play in half. So it will be now second down and 14. 10 minutes and 29 remaining here in the third quarter. Beavers on top, 22-6. They've got the ball on their own 46-yard line. Volgamore's in the gun. He's got 3 backs around him, 2 in the slot. There's the snap. He's going to drop and pass, looking on the left side for Rumford. A jump ball broken up. Salcido, no! A late flag. Boy, that was very, very late. I'm sure you heard the whistle line up. That was a full 5 seconds after the play. I think Salcido timed it well. If anything, he was a little early, so perhaps a good call, but I'm sure the Eagles frustrated at how late that was. The refs will tell you it doesn't matter if it's late, it's the correct call. And it will be defensive pass interference against Salcido and Colby. So a frustrating one to take right there. It will take second down. It will take what would have been a third down and long behind the sticks to now an automatic first down on the Eagles' 39-yard line. Penalties at crucial ones at crucial times to defensive pass interference have been key for the Beavers to give. McDaniels on the left side runs into his own blockers, and the Eagles swarm to him. The ball comes out late, but the referees are going to say he was down already. Oh, no. An Eagle coach is way onto the field. He's by the numbers. It looks like the referee threw the flag on that. They're mad, I think, that they blew the play dead because that should have been Eagle football right there on a forced fumble. And back-to-back penalties against the Eagles would be back-breaking. Sideline warning against the Eagles. So because it's a warning, I don't believe that's any yardage. Oh, never mind. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Actually, no, it is a sideline warning. So it will be actually just that, a warning, no yardage. Yeah. So it'll be first down and 10 now from the 38-yard line. It is effectively, no, it is second down. The pitch along the right side, there's Rumford. Rumbling inside the 20, stiff arms a man for a first down. That's Tracer Chapman. Chapman has a touchdown in this ball game. It is the second touchdown on the board for Scott City, putting them up at the time 13-0. Right now it's 22-6. Chapman picks up a first down, and they're on their own. They're on Colby's 23 on the right hash. Still in the huddle. Now they'll break it. Tarango split out wide on the left. He's got two receivers as well on the right side. Volgamore, the snap, he's going to run it himself. A juke in the backfield. Now a juke in front of the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward for about 6, but a late penalty thrown. Man, this third quarter has been filled with dirty laundry all over the field on both sides. And this will be the second holding call against the Beavers on this same drive. So 10 yards back on, and once again, it takes away a positive play. So there have been brutal penalties on both teams here in the third quarter. It will now be, I believe, I thought it would be reduced second down. Not the case. First down, and on the 33 of the Beavers. Volgamore in the gun. The snap, fakes the give. He's looking over the middle of the field, and it's a long bomb. He's got a man open underneath it. He comes down with it. Tarango leaps into the end zone. His second house call of the ball game. He put Scott City on the board first here in the second half. It's 28-6 now the score. Here in Scott City, the Beavers on top. That cannon goes off once again, and they're going to line up for a point after try. Another break in coverage. Tarango was running wide open. No Eagle within, 10 yards of him. Rumford now to kick, and Braden Foss jumped off sides. Penalty flags fly, so it will be now half the distance to the goal. Does that make Scott City want to try a 2-point attempt because they're half closer and they'd have to take it from the 1 instead of the 2? We'll see. McDaniels and Rumford discussing with the official. They're going to say declining it, and so they're going to actually kick it from the same spot. Interesting decision, but Rumford back to kick and McDaniels into hold. Snap and hold are good. The kick up and good. Mark that 7 for Scott City. They're up 28-6 over your Eagles. We are indeed back here in Scott City. Your Eagles back to receive a Rumford low squib kick that bounces at the 30, 25-20. No, it stays in bounds, and Mork's got to pick it up, and he's tackled right away. Boy, what a perfect kick to slide along the end line but stay in bounds. Remember, if the kickoff goes out of bounds, the receiving team automatically gets it at the 35. Not the case right there. Just about your ideal kick from Scott City. So on the 15 on the right hash, your Colby Eagle offense will start. This is the second time we've seen them here in the second half. Under center will be Carroll. One right is Foss, one left is Giesenhagen. Behind him, the lone back is Betts, who gets the carry. He'll try the middle of the tackles, and he'll get nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe. That is a deflating score on this last drive, and one I'm sure that the Eagles will want back. It was a break in coverage. Largely the defense played pretty stoutly until that big play, and so frustrating one to take. The Eagles, now with their backs against the wall, will need to respond. Carroll's under center, Betts behind him, one left, one right. Same formation on second down here. Pre-snap penalty will stop it. 8 minutes 45 remaining here in the second quarter. Actually, it's 29-6, not 28-6. And that will be against Scott City, so it should be 5 yards up. And we'll make this second down play a little bit easier, actually. Twice as easy. Instead of second down and 10, it will be second down and 5, a little bit more of an open playbook. And that's something that we'll see is an open playbook. The referee signaling to wind the clock, and finally it does start. Down below 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Carroll's in the gun. The pistol behind him is Betts. Two left and two right in front of him. Motion from the right to the left. It's Tubbs, who stops in front of the line of scrimmage, and he'll block in front of Betts, who tries the left side, and he'll pick up about 3 on that one. Tubbs, the tight end, he runs routes a lot of the time, but usually when he's blocking, it's as a motion man right there, and he can throw a big block, and he did. Actually, they'll mark it 4, so it'll be third down and 1. Even though you're deep in your own territory, situational football, does this perhaps become 4-down territory? I don't know. Hopefully we won't have to find out. Carroll's under center. Offset eye behind him is Tubbs and Betts. Hard count from Carroll. Now the snap and the give. Betts up the middle between the tackles, falls forward. He'll have enough for a first down. That's a big one because it gives the Eagles a fresh set of downs, and they were in danger there of going 3 and out twice to start the second half. We've mentioned how big possessing the ball is against a team that can score as quickly and as efficiently and as often as Scott City. The Eagles now able to set on it a little bit more. First down and 10 from their own 31 on the right hash. They're down 6-29, 7 minutes 25 remaining here in the third. There's the snap fake they give to Betts. Carroll throws on the run. He's got work on a screen, makes one man miss, and falls forward for about a yard. Tucker Work a little slow to get up there. We hope he's all right. Tough kid is the senior. Now he's slow to jog off, so Coach Mosier will signal him to do just that, jog off. In for him is Cody Wright. He's been getting more and more snaps in that fullback / tight end position, so hopefully he's comfortable there on second down and 10. One receiver to Carroll's left in I formation, 2 to his right. Carroll's under center, I behind him. The snap and the pitch along the right side. Betts cuts it upfield between the tackles. Now we'll try the left side and fall forward for maybe 2 yards. Good job from Betts to get 2 yards because the way that play was set up, he was probably going to get, nothing. Maybe lose a couple. So third down now and 8. And another big third down for the Eagles. Seems like every play is huge now when you're down by 4 scores. 3 scores, actually. 6 minutes, 12 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Eagles down 6-29. I formation, Carroll. Second down and 8. Carroll's under center. Behind him are Tubbs and Betts. Fakes the give. Rolling, and he's going to get hit and sacked. No, he stays on his feet. He's rolling right. Makes another man miss. Sets his feet. Now he's taken down. Oh, no. Carroll doing everything he could to keep that play alive. Casey Giesenhagen and Braden Foss, the only ones running routes back there for the Eagles, and neither were able to get free. It'll bring up a long 4th down, and looks like the punting crew will jog on. Carroll hanging his head a little bit here. That's a brutal one to take on 3rd down. I mean, he did everything he could to stay on his feet. Good for the junior creating. Of course, it wasn't quite enough. The Beavers rally to the football and take him down. Giesenhagen, his heels at the 1 to get this punt off. No, it's blocked. It's tipped. That ball is free and received by the Beavers, diving on it and actually catching it out of the air down at the 25-yard line. Oh, wow. Armendariz slides in and grabs that one. Everything that could go wrong for the Eagles is going wrong. Everything that could go right for the Beavers, and this 6-1 Scott City team is doing just that. They've got the ball deep into Colby territory on the 25 of Colby. There is now under 6 minutes, 5 minutes and 3 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Beavers on top 29-6 and threatening to add more. Vulgamore, I formation behind him in the gun, pre-snap. Stoppage of play and a penalty. And it looks like it will be a delay of game. It will be just that. They didn't get the play off in time, so good way to start this drive defensively for the Eagles, which is 5 yards back. We've talked so much about when you get these guys behind the sticks, that's where they've been able to be successful. The Eagles' defense has been able to be successful stopping them. Will that prove true here? 1st down, 15. Vulgamore in the gun, fakes a couple gives, a pitch on the outside. McDaniels has the edge. Ushered out of bounds after a gain of 10, so it'll be 2nd down and 5. I'll tell you what, one bright spot, sophomore Talon Wark ushered him out of bounds there. He, in the second half of this season, has really found his niche in that linebacker spot defensively. He's been very, very good. The give up the middle, rumbling forward and being pushed forward for a 1st down, Griffin Edwards. This 4-4-3 defense asks a lot out of its linebackers that have to stay in their run keys but cover defensively in man coverage a lot, and especially the outside guys. That's Guy Tubbs and the aforementioned Talon Wark, a sophomore and a junior. Sophomore Talon Wark, junior Guy Tubbs. They're in a position where they're on islands a lot, which is tough as linebackers. They've held their own. Vulgamore in the gun. The give, McDaniels cuts it upfield. He's inside the 5, and he falls forward down at the 2-yard line. These Beavers, when they get that machine going, it's a well-oiled one. It comes downhill at you. It's very, very hard to stop. They're going to mark him at the 1. 1st and goal from the 1. Vulgamore's in the gun. Behind him. There's the give. McDaniels along the left side, and he finds the end zone for the 2nd time today. The referees throw a penalty flag right as McDaniels slides into the end zone, and so they're going to talk it over. The ref that threw the flag, the way he reacted, it looks like this is against Scott City. Face mask offensively. Very, very rare that you see an offensive face mask. Usually they'll let the ball carrier and anyone offensively do a lot to stiff arm and manipulate the defender. It must have been pretty bad to call it right there. On the 16-yard line now, it is a redo 1st and goal. So take that 6 off the board, wipe it off. The Eagles have new life defensively. They give Vulgamore to McDaniels along the left side. He's got the edge, and he is ushered out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Wow. You take one touchdown away. He says, all right, I'm going to get it right back to where we were. This kid is next level. His speed on the outside, his own coach, Jim Turner, described him as slippery. I think that's a pretty apt description He's been slippery today, and his speed in the open field is devastating. It's a burning speed. The give up the middle, along the left side, through the tackles. Griffin Edwards finds the end zone. Edwards, his first touchdown of the ball game. That cannon scares me every time. Mark it 6 on the scoreboard for Scott City. 6 to now 35. 3 minutes and 35 seconds, and this game is slowly being ripped away from the Eagles, who at one point, especially at half, felt like they had a pretty good shot. The snap, the hold good. Rumford puts the kick up, and it's good. And we're going to step away. Beavers on top 36 to 6. We are back. That one received by Giesenhagen at the 20 to the 25. Stiff arms man to the 30 to the 35. Tries to cut it inside at the 40 and dives forward and out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Good return there from the receiver, Casey Giesenhagen. In is the up man there. Some turf tape fell off that left arm. This is the second time that the Eagles have played on turf. This is a brand new field, turf field, in Scott City. Remember, they had turf last week in Lakin as well. Very nice facility here in Scott City. And so a lot of these players, especially the skill positions for the Eagles, wearing turf tape today. Protect you from turf burn, which hurts. Carroll in the gun, the give. Betts tries the left side on a little draw. He'll pick up 2 yards. He gets it up to the 46-yard line. And skill players diving around out there and hitting the turf a lot. Turf tape can be big. You put it kind of along the back side of your arms, your forearm up across your elbow, and up kind of your tricep area. So it looks like just about every skill player except for Zane Betts is wearing them. But Zane Betts wearing gloves today, and that's not something we usually see. I believe his first time in the season wearing gloves. Carroll in the gun. He's got Betts behind him, 2 receivers to his left. The give. Betts now bounces it outside, and he'll fall forward for another yard. 3rd down and 7 upcoming from the 47-yard line. 2 minutes, 34 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Your Eagles down 36 to 6. This one slowly slipped away from the Eagles into Scott City's hands, and Talon Tuckerwork jogs off the field as Cody Wright is in offensively as a blocker, lined up as a slot back along the right side. The snap to Carroll, fakes the give, dropping back. He's got a man flushing him out. Can he throw on the run as he gets near the sideline? He will, and it's intercepted. Flag thrown late in that play. We'll wait on this one. I don't even know if the man intercepting it got his feet in. It looks like he did, but the flag might bring this one back. 2 minutes and a second remaining here in the third quarter. 6 to 36 the score. Scott City on top. We're waiting on the penalty call, which could change a turnover here for the Eagles. And it looks like it will, because the Eagles offense is staying on the field. So good news there for Eagles fans. That interception won't count. Scott City had a touchdown called back, and this time personal foul called on Scott City, and it was over near the sideline, which means someone hit someone or said something as Case and Carroll got ushered to the sideline, and it looks like it was Tracer Chapman who's still having words with Colby. Another defensive lineman for Scott had to kind of usher him away from the play. Perhaps some talking still going on. And now a quick timeout being called. We are going to step away.
Timeout on the field.
We are back in Scott City, first down and 10 for Colby on Scott's 42-yard line on the left hash. Backs flanking Carroll. The give is to the left back, Tucker Wark, who's taken down in the backfield. He's being pushed back. He's going to lose about 8 yards on that play. A penalty flag is thrown late in the defensive backfield. As it stands, Tucker Wark on a first down and 10 play lost about 8 yards depending on the spot. Wow, whoa. They're going to mark him 10 yards back from the line of scrimmage. I don't know about that. But the penalty, of course, will change things. A minute 53 remaining here in the third quarter. Scott City's on top 36-6. Holding offensively called against the Eagles, and that one's going to go away. It'll be declined, and so the 10-yard penalty, or 10-yard loss, which I think is a pretty abysmal spot. Tucker lost about 7 yards, 8 yards on that play, not 11. Second down and long, though. Faking the give is Carroll. Long over the left side. It's a bomb. Can Giesenhagen get under it? No, he can't. Nearly an interception. Camden Volgamore was back there, almost got to it. I don't think Casey Giesenhagen even saw that ball or not well enough to get back to it and get under it. Now it's third down and about 21 yards to go. Eagles have a long way to go as it 4-down territory, maybe only if you can get a chunk of this 20 here on third down. They're on their own 47-yard line in the middle of that big SC dark blue and navy blue logo, dark blue and light blue logo. I formation behind Carroll, who's under center, one left and one right. He fakes the give to both of them, steps up and slides in the pocket, sets his feet and throws, intercepted. Returned to the 50 by McDaniels, to the 40, to the 35, stiff arms Carroll down to the 31. That is a backbreaker, folks. Colin McDaniels limping to the sideline, the senior. Now he's going to limp back out. He's going to stay on that field. Desperate to make a play, Case and Carroll threw it on the run as he tried to flip his hips. He's rolling right. He's a lefty, which makes it a little tough because you gotta throw yourself around to throw, and wasn't able to do it effectively. Driving on that ball, Colin McDaniel picked it off at about the 45, got it down to the 33-yard line, and on the left hash of Colby's 33 is where Scott City will set up. Volgamore, the snap, deep drop. He's got a ton of protection. He throws along the left side. It's caught. No, knocked away. Simon Salcido, the junior, slides in and knocks it away from Tarango. That's a text message on your birthday. That's a brutal breakup right there. Take away a first down. It's second down and 10 from the 32. 89 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Down 6-36 are your Colby Eagles. They're now on their heels defensively. Volgamore's in the gun on 2nd and 10. Motion on the left side of the formation. The give is to that motion man who tries the right side, and he can't bounce it out. Guy Tubbs there to bring him down. Guess who else is there? Talon Wark. He is everywhere. Actually, that was Kai Lanning. Talon Wark is everywhere, though. This kid is incredible. Kai Lanning, incredible in his own right. He's got a pair of sacks on the season to go along with about 5 tackles for loss. He's looked good all year from that DN spot. Makes a nice play there. Under a minute remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Volgamore's alone in the gun. There's the snap. He rolls left. That's the formation where all his receivers were. He throws long to the end zone. Can he get it there? Yes, he can. Absorbing a Salcido hit and caught in the end zone for a touchdown. Caden Couchman, the sophomore, slides in for a reception. Starting over Avery Knoll, the junior, who's out today after an injury last week against Goodland. This time, Couchman, the sophomore, in his spot, makes and holds on to a great grab. I'll tell you what, no matter how many times I hear that cannon go off after Scott City scores a touchdown, I'll never get used to it. It's loud. Rumford rams it through the uprights, put one on the board after that touchdown. A quick play after the turnover. They strike fast, they strike often. Scott City on top 43-6 with 49.5 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Man, the Eagles now have to look ahead to next week. They will be playing Cheney in Cheney, who is a undefeated and a very, very good football team. And so they'll have their hands full certainly there. But at this point in the last quarter and change, you have to look ahead and say, what can we bring into that game? What can we game plan for? And it is official. Hugoton hung 70 on Goodland. They shut them out, too. 70-0. That goes final. In Hugoton, they take down the Cowboys. And so it is official. Cheney will be the opponent of your Colby Eagles, whether they win or lose this ball game. They're playing Cheney in their playoff game, the first of the Ryan Mosier era. 1 week from now, we'll have it on 100.3 The Ride. For now, you got a quarter and change left as the Eagles try to mount a comeback. Rumford kicks it. That's grabbed by Foss at the 10 to the 15, 20. 25 cuts upfield to the 30, falls forward to the 34-yard line at midfield. Braden Foss turns on the burners there and gets a pretty solid return out of it of 24 yards. So the Eagles will have it at their own 34. In the middle of the field, they're down 6-36 with 44.7 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Tubbs and Foss are split out to the right. Tucker Wark and Casey Giesenhagen out to the left. Behind Kaysen in the pistol is Betts. There's the snap. Dropping to pass is Carroll. Throws long over the right side. This is a high moon bomb. It's dropped. Guy Tubbs had it for a moment, but as he tried to turn his body to fall in bounds, got knocked out. Ball has to survive the ground. It did not. That's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Eagles will have it on their own 34-yard line in the middle of this field. Foss is split out long to the right. Giesenhagen out to the left near the 30, those numbers. Tubbs on the right side joining Foss. Wark is behind the offensive line on the right side as well. The give is the pistol back. That's Betts. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe. It'll be another long 3rd down for the Eagles. After the Colby offensive line in the first half got a lot of push up front, made a lot of room for Betts to run, has not been the case in the 2nd half. This defensive line from the Beavers has come downhill, and they've been very effective. They've been strong up front, limiting any big plays, and the Eagles will let the 3rd quarter ring out. They'll have a 3rd down and a long 10 on the other side of our 3rd quarter break. The score 43-6. We are back here in Scott City where the Eagles have the ball on 3rd down and 10, middle of the field. They're down 43-6, start of the 4th quarter. Motion from the right to the left behind Carroll. The pitch to Betts on an end around, and it looked like that was going to be a double pass, but broken up and busted up defensively. That'll be a long 4th down now, way behind the sticks. And the Eagles are probably going to have to punt this one away. 11:40 remaining here in this ball game. 43-6 the score. Scott City on top, and on jogs the punt crew for the Eagles. Giesenhagen will be in on 4th down and 15. He's got his heels at the 13. There's the snap. No, he's going to roll and throw. He's got his man Betts. He's got a long way to go. Cuts it to the 40. Can he get to the 44? He'll be right near the line to gain. Eagles pulling out all the stops. Was it enough? They needed 15 yards. Look at that spot. That'll give the Eagles a 1st down. Yes, it will. Pulling out all the stops here in this final regular season ball game. They tried a trick play on 3rd down, didn't work. They said, all right, Casey Giesenhagen, throw this one. He did just that. They practice that every single Thursday in their walkthrough. Finally, it comes out and we see it. I'll tell you what, early in this year when Giesenhagen was practicing those throws, it looked like not the least awkward thing in the world, but that passing motion has gotten smoother as the season goes on, and finally his first in-game pass attempt, and it goes for exactly what the Eagles needed on 4th down. They needed 15. They got about 15 and a half. 1st down Eagles, just shy of their own 45-yard line. They're down 6-43 with 11 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. 2 left and 1 right for Carroll. The give is to Betts between the tackles. He lowers his shoulders, and he'll pick up about a yard. Running yards and running space have been hard to come by in this second half against Scott City. Second down and 9 from the 46. Carroll's under center. Tubbs and Betts make an eye behind him. Hard count. There's the snap and the give. Betts tries the right side, lowers his shoulder into the pile, and he'll fall forward for another yard. We'll set up 3rd down and 8. The push up front that Scott has been getting in the second half has been admirable. They've been very good. Stifled what was very good offensive line play from the Eagles in the first half. We haven't seen much of that here in the second. Carroll's in the gun. He's got Betts behind him. Giesenhagen and Wark to his left. Foss and Tubbs to his right. There's the snap, dropping back. He's got pressure in his face as he steps up and slides. He's going to tuck it and run across the 50, and he falls forward to the Scott City 48-yard line. That will make it a long 4th down and 3 yards to gain, and the Eagles are going to have to go for it here in plus territory. They're down 6-43. 9:27 remaining here in this one, and ticking as the Eagles break their huddle on a big 4th down play. Can they get one last gasp off? Giesenhagen and Foss split out wide as behind him. The up man is Betts. Tubbs, the deep man in the eye. The hard count gets a jump. Who was it on? It's a false start. That'll be 5 yards back. In practice, that would be 10 push-ups for all the Eagles offensive players. As it stands, though, we'll be 5 yards back. We saw a little bit of this against Lakin, where it was Betts as the up man, Tubbs as the deep man in the eye, but now on jog the punt crew, and you have to think this one's going to be a real one. Giesenhagen is heels at the 31 on 4th down and 8 minutes 45 remaining in this ball game. There's the snap. It's low, but Giesenhagen corrals it, and this one is short but long. It bounces at the 24. It's fielded on the bounce by Tarango to the 25 to the 30. He's dragging Guy Tubbs, who finally starts to drag back to the 31-yard line. That's where Scott City on the left hash will start this half.
Tackle there by number 6, Salcido, 12, Guy Tubbs. First and 10, Scott City at the 31.
Scott City is up 43-6, and they have top billing in the GWAC for the second year in a row. They were 8-2 on the season last year, of course, including their post-game games, which include a 1-point loss to Cheney as their second loss of the year. Last year, the give is to McDaniels up the middle. He'll get about 5 yards on that one. He'll set up second down and 5 from the 37-yard line. Boston Tubbs, the senior, comes downhill to make a nice tackle. So as I was saying, Scott City will now be locked into play whoever ends up being the 4th seed in the 7th district. The 1st seed is locked in, and that's who Colby will be playing. That's Cheney. The give up the middle, it's McDaniels again. He'll get a couple, but he'll be shy of the line to gain. This will be a short third down.
First hit there by number 10, Talon Ward.
Just in front of their own 40-yard line, this will be a short third down and 2. 7 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Scott City's on top 43-6. They've slowly and efficiently stretched their lead throughout the game. This one now out of the Eagles' hands. I formation behind Volgamore in the shotgun, who fakes the give. It's the pitch on the outside to McDaniels, who has an edge and a first down across the 50 to the 45. Cuts it upfield and inside. Stays in bounds somehow down to the 35. Wow. This kid's electric. He came into the day with about 1,140 all-purpose yards, and he's just adding to them as this game goes on. Out of the backfield, he had a huge catch earlier today. And he's made some great plays on the ground. There is a flag on the play, and it looks like they're going to call this one back, actually. As it stands, Scott City's offense is marching back to the previous line of scrimmage. Possibly a holding call as that play got bounced outside a little bit on the pitch. They're running a lot of this triple option where we see Volgamore, the decision maker. They're waving off the flag.
Penalty flag is waved off.
Wow. Don't see that every day. The referees discussed it and said, you know what? We're going to let this kid pick up his 20 or 30-yard run. He earned that one. So now on their from their own 37 to now the Eagles' 37, Volgamore will be in the gun. He's got now Chapman behind him. In that slot position on the right side next to the line of scrimmage will be McDaniel. 7 minutes, 14 seconds remaining here in the final frame. The snap, the give, Chapman up the middle. He's got a hold of the 30, and he falls forward all the way to the 26-yard line. He'll be right near the line to gain. It'll depend on the spot, and I think they're going to give him enough. So they are going to move the chains. Scott City on top, 43-6.
Tracer Chapman run. Good enough for a Scott City Beaver.
43-6 the score with under 7 minutes remaining now. Scott City's moving the ball pretty efficiently. They're taking their time in their huddle, but I don't think they have any intention of just sitting on this. They want to score again. In the gun, Volgamore. I formation behind him. The give is to the up man up the middle, falling forward. There's Griffin Edwards. He scored what is right now, as it stands, the final score of the ball game, but they're looking to add more to it. He had a 4-yard touchdown run a couple of drives ago to get them up to 43, where they're at right now. Points on the board, 6 for the Eagles. There's 6 minutes 15 remaining in the Colby Eagles regular season, as well as the Scott City Beavers. Tarango split out wide. Volgamore's in the gun. I formation behind him. The stamp and the snap, the pitch. McDaniels along the right side. Boy, he took a hard hit. Golly. Guy Tubbs lowered the boom, but not before. McDaniels picks up just shy of a first down. They're going to mark him just a little short. He's about a half-yard short. So it'll be third down and maybe half a yard. in the gun. Volgamore. He's got Rumford split out to his left and to his right, Tarango. There's the snap. He's looking left at Rumford. The throw, it's a one-on-one, incomplete. I think that one was uncatchable no matter what happened, but Boston Tubbs, the senior, was in there with some good coverage on the tight end. That's a kid that outsizes him. Jackson Rumford, the tight end, has quite a few inches on Boston Tubbs, but good technique there from the senior. Rumford is 6'5", 220 junior tight end for Scott City. 5 minutes, 21 seconds remaining. Up 43-6 is Scott City on 4th down and 1. They give up the middle. They've got the first down and more. Chapman picks it up with ease. The holes, these backs, taking nothing away from the backs. They're very talented. I've sang their praises all day long. But who I haven't sung the praises of are their offensive line, who are getting a great push and have from kickoff all the way to tip. Much more in the second half than they saw in the first. Their push has greatly improved, especially on their defensive line, but their offensive line has been good end to end. The holes that their backs have had to run through, you could put a semi through a lot of these. Volgamore, the give, no, the pitch on the outside, and it's fumbled but picked up by Tarango, and they're going to lose a couple on the play. A flag flies at the end of that one. So the triple option puts a lot in Volgamore's hands, and they certainly trust their quarterback, just a junior, but doing a good job. The triple option means that he can hand it off, he can pitch it, he can run it himself. Those are the three options. There's a lot that's up to him on the play and decided by him, the decision maker. And this time he's going to pitch it along the right side, trying to get an edge. It's Chapman, and he can't. Strung out and taken down. Zane Betts is there, Kai Lanning as well. Two ends, a linebacker and a D end for the Eagles, who have put together pretty stellar seasons. The senior Zane Betts in his final year with Colby, and the sophomore Kai Lanning, who has been very good. The junior, Kai Lanning. Kai Lanning, an honorable mention from the D end position for an all GWAC team a year ago. We'll have to think he'll make a play at probably a second team spot this year. Volgamore emptying the gun. He's rolling left on 3rd down and goal from the 7. He's going to tuck it and run himself and dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Scott City. Volgamore picks up his first touchdown of the game. Man, it got me again. That cannon is loud. I don't know if you can hear it through the mic. It's making me jump every time. 49 on the scoreboard now for Scott City, 6 for the visiting Eagles in this final game of the GWAC regular season. 3:23 remaining as Rumford lines up for the PAT. There's the snap. It's high, but the hold is good. The kick up and right between the uprights. Count it now, 50 on the board, 50-6. Scott City on top with 3 minutes remaining on 100.3 The Ride. We are indeed back. There's the kickoff from Rumford. This one's a good one, end over end. Betts gets it at the 9, to the 15, to the 20, cuts it up field 20. He's got a hold of the 30, 35, cuts it in field, down to the 39-yard line. If nothing else, the kick return team for the Colby Eagles have opened up some big holes for their returners, and so good starting position here on the field for the Eagles offensively. They are on their own 39-yard line. 3 minutes and 16 seconds remaining here in what has slowly become a blowout. Scott City up 50-6. I formation behind Carroll. It's Tubbs the up man, Betts the deep man, Foss and Giesenhagen out in routes. There's the hard count and the pitch along the right side. Betts tries to cut it upfield, and he'll fall forward for about 3. That'll set up second down now and 7. 3 minutes, 7 seconds remaining and ticking. Looks like it'll probably be running clock the rest of the way. They're up on their own 42 on the right hash. The Colby Eagle offense will look ahead now to Cheney. That's about a 4-hour trip. It's going to be a long one for the Eagles in the first playoff game of the Ryan Mosier era. It looks like some second stringers in now. Boston Tubbs, the senior, out as a receiver. The give, Tubbs tries the right side, and a good run there in front of a good hole. He'll pick up about 4 yards. It'll set up a short third down. We spoke with Boston Tubbs, the senior, earlier this year. An excellent young man, very nice and amicable. Talked a lot about what it means to him to have Cash Tubbs, cousin of his, look up to him. He's a freshman on the team this year, and so a nice legacy to leave behind. He mentioned that Cash probably might not even go out for football if Boston hasn't. We'll see if he does next year and look forward to another good Tubbs year. Carroll's going to tuck it and run himself. He'll be right near the line to gain. Listed as a backup most of the year as a wide receiver. In a couple of the blowouts, we have seen Boston Tubbs line up as a receiver. He is the starting corner. Had a nice pass breakup earlier in the fourth on our last drive guarding the tight end, Rumford. Has also dealt with some neck and back problems, but we hope that he's all right. In the gun is Carroll. Behind him, the pistol back. And the give is to that man. It looks like it's Talon Wark. Wark, the younger, is getting some reps here as a running back. It'll be interesting if we see him take over that starting spot next year as a junior. Of course, Zane Betts, a senior, and will be graduating after this year. A hole and a running back spot, the lone hole, at least on paper, at the skill positions that the Eagles will have. They're in Scott City territory on the 49, second down and 8, under a minute remaining to go in this one. 50-6 the score. Carroll's in the gun. He's got a back flanking him on either side. The give is to Talon Wark. Tries the left side, cuts it upfield. He'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage. A late push will get him a yard. Wark has really made Talon, that is, his mark on games in recent weeks as a linebacker. He's looked pretty solid in his games as a runner, but that's a big hole to fill. Zane Betts, an All-State honorable mention a year ago, has struggled a little bit this year in front of a fresh offensive line, an inexperienced one, that is. But we'll see, running behind a much more experienced offensive line next year, what Talon Wark, who is, again, only on paper, set to take over that job next year. Motion from the left to the right. It's Boston Tubbs. The give is to the motion man. He's got it across the 50. Picks up a first down to the 40 and falls forward to the 36. The first offensive touch of the season for Boston Tubbs, and he picks up a first down as time expires. 0-0 here in Scott City as the Beavers take a big win to move up to 7-1 to close out the GWAC regular season. Colby falls to 4-4, and back to 500 are the Eagles, and it is now official. It was official after last win, but now it's in the books. The Eagles finished with a better regular season record than 1 year ago, and with a new head coach to boot. 50-6 the final score here in Scott City. Beavers on top over the Eagles. We're going to step away, but we've got the Funk Optometry post-game show. Don't worry. We're going to crown a Ram Tough Player of the Game. We're going to talk to Coach Ryan Mosier about, of course, this game and his thoughts on Cheney next week, and we're going to wrap all of this up on the other side of the break on 100.3 The Ride. we are indeed back here in Scott City. Your Eagles took a big loss here to Scott. The Beavers on top 50-6, the final score. But remember, we'll have post-game show. We'll talk about all of this, and more importantly, we'll be with you next week. That Cheney ball game, that matchup is already set. You don't have to worry. We'll be there. It's a long trip. You don't have to make it. We will. But you will have to listen to me, and if you're watching on the video stream, you'll have to see my ugly mug down in Cheney. That'll be a tough one. Cheney is going to give the Eagles all they can handle. They beat Andale a week ago. Of course, Andale, just a Kansas football powerhouse in recent years, and we'll see if the Eagles can shock the world next week. Unable to do so this week. Scott City on top 50-6. We are going to go through our Funk Optometry post-game show on the other side of the break right here on 100.3 The Ride. Make sure you're. Oh yeah, I hate to do this to you. I was sitting on that. I had these switched because I had some stuff
Hey, man, that's okay.
over on
That's
there,
okay.
and I thought it could go higher, so I pulled it to try to like stand up, and then and I couldn't get it back to come back up. So I switched him in the middle of the second quarter, and
Hey, it's all right. I'll look
realized
short here, man. It's fine.
realized I was screwing you over. No picture with the beaver then.
Yep.
Off of it. And we are back here in Scott City, 50-6, the final score. We're here with head coach Ryan Mosier. Your first trip down to Scott as your head coach, and now the end of the regular season as head coach. How do we feel about the game overall? Obviously, not the final score you would have hoped for.
Yeah, I told the guys we played well in flashes, and we've got to turn those flashes into habits, and it's just finding out how we're going to do that. When we get in that huddle down there, games like this, we always take a look at the field, and we see what it looks like down there. We look at the scoreboard. We take in the moment, and we've got to let that burn us and use it this summer. And so I told the seniors I'm really proud of them. We got through the regular season. We changed a lot on them, and they've battled and never laid down. And I also thought the team did the same. And so, Scott City's just really talented, and we knew we were going to have to shock them if we were going to be in it. And so it just kind of is what it is. But now we got to get better for next week going to Cheney.
Now, obviously, you mentioned it, but the regular season's done. You do have Cheney next week, but end of your first regular season, you mentioned it. You changed so much. The scheme is so different from what you guys were running before, and especially for the upperclassmen, the seniors that have been playing a different way for the large majority of their careers. What do you think is going to help as your career goes on to kind of have kids grow up with that system a little more?
Yeah, I think we saw it a few weeks ago where we're all starting to finally speak the same language and understand what we're doing and understand why we do things. And that's big towards growth. And, it's not like the scheme completely changed, but all the words did, all that stuff. And so when we talk about the scheme changing and stuff like that, we ran a lot of what we ran tonight, but at the end of the day, it's different words and different ways of calling it. And so, they've been really good throughout the season at at getting after it and understanding what we're trying to do, and now we just build.
Well, you said you played good in flashes. I would agree. As you're trying to build, you have to think each of those flashes, are building blocks. What are the building blocks you saw today? What are you trying to take from today as positives?
You know, I think after the first 2 drives, we started playing fast and flying around. You know, being okay with if we make a mistake, our brothers got our back. You know, things like that, and you know, there was some really good stuff. I felt like the O-line did okay compared to what Scott City looks like compared to us, is what I'm saying, I guess. And so we blocked well. We played fast in flashes, and we played good defense in flashes. And now we just got to get those flashes to last a little bit longer.
Now, we've mentioned it a couple times. You got your first playoff game next week. You're going to have your hands full. It's a very good ball club, and it's about a 4-hour trip. How are we feeling about it? I know I'm not going to ask you too much. It's it was Scott City week this week, but you kind of knew your opponent going in. Have you had a chance to look at them at all?
Yeah, you know, Cheney season starts tomorrow, right? And so we haven't really taken a look at it. We've got some film to go break down, and we'll look at this game, and we'll see what we can do this week to get a little bit better, and then we'll go see what kind of haymakers we can throw down in Cheney.
And we will be there with you down in Cheney 1 week from today. You don't have to make the 4-hour trip. You can just listen in live. We will have more of the Funk Optometry post-game show and crown a Ram Tough player of the game on the other side of the break. We are indeed back one last time here in Scott City. I'll tell you what, it looked good at times, and Coach Mosier's description was apt. It was on point to say good in flashes, got to make it last longer. Defensively, I was surprised with how long some of those flashes last, especially the large portion of the second quarter where they held them to a field goal, held Scott City to a field goal, and had a couple of stops, forced and recovered. A very odd snap fumble, but largely looked pretty good offensively. The flashes were a little fewer and far between. Was just mentioning that Guy Tubbs only got 2 targets, which is rare for a kid of his skill, and you hope and you wonder that they can try to get him the ball more. It's also hard to pick and choose and say, this receiver needs more targets, this guy needs more touches, when the offense just in general was getting stymied, and when this defense from the Beavers was looking so good end to end, and especially when they were coming downhill and getting pressure on Carroll. So it makes who got what targets and how many a little bit tougher to measure. So we'll kind of judge that and see as as the season goes on. We only have 1 game left. We're down in Cheney, as we mentioned. It'll be a long trip, and if you don't want to make it, stick with us on 100.3 The Ride. We will be crowning a Ram Tough player of the game right now, and frankly, it's always hard in the blowouts who to really give it to, because no one had really an outstanding game. Maybe if they had it, it would be a little different, but I don't really know. I think we got to go with Casey Giesenhagen. He had that nice catch. He had a couple of nice pass deflections. Talon Wark is certainly up there for an honorable mention. He looked pretty good defensively from his linebacker position. Even when he's not making the tackle, it seems like he's affecting every play. He gets downhill. He basically lives in the backfield. Didn't translate a lot for a large portion of this game, but his sophomore year, as it's slowly come on this game, but the last 2 to 3 games, we've really seen him improve and get better and better. So it'll be nice to see that both of those guys are coming back next year. Like we mentioned, just about every skill possession except for Zane Betts will be back next year, as well as just actually the entire offensive line, all juniors and a sophomore. So a nice chance for experience next year and to take games like this and remember them, like Coach Mosier said, to burn them in your memory a little bit so that you can work on, remember those tough memories when you work on them in the summer and, get better for next year. And we will be with you in Cheney 1 week from today. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll be back with you on 100.3 The Ride.